Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Wreaths and Things. 7 days, 7 wreaths, episode number 3. We are working on day 3 of my Wreathster Week series, which features 7 wreaths plus a bonus episode right at the very end, celebrating Easter and creating beautiful wreaths. Why don't I just get started and show you what I made for day number 3 of Wreathster Week. I'm using a 14-inch wired wreath frame. This is just a round one, along with this pink and white checkered fabric. These are just the fabric squares you get at the Dollar Tree. Some pink and red-ish white florals, and of course our little famous bunny butt that I just love working with, and this glittery green pink, and it's kind of a purpley color as well, ribbon. If you don't have that ribbon or don't want to spend so much on ribbon, Dollar Tree has a ton of ribbon that you can use as well, like these examples right here. And I'm going to be using my regular crafting utensils to create this project today. I'm starting out just kind of laying out this fabric. These are just the fabric squares. I picked this white and pink checkered. I thought it'd be perfect for Easter, and I'm just cutting them up into strips. I'm not really measuring. They're about anywhere from 3 to 3.5 inches in width. I'm just cutting those up, and I'm doing a second one as well. So it takes 2 full fabric squares to create this wreath. So once I get all my strips in place, I'm going to bring my round wire frame in. I'm going to lay down the fabric face down, add a little hot glue right at the end there. You see just that little line. Then I'm just going to fold it over right onto itself, and that's going to create our little anchor. This isn't the first time I've done the wrapping before. I did this for a heart wreath with black and white checkered, but this time around I kind of wanted something a little bit different. So what I decided to do is just kind of squish up and create little folds and little wrinkles in the fabric. I wanted a little bit more than just flat fabric wrapped around the wreath frame. I wanted to add a little bit of interest. So all I'm doing is I'm just wrapping it around, crinkling it up a little bit, wrinkling it a little bit, and then I'm going to glue that first piece down. Once that's all glue, I'm going to chop off the excess, kind of take a look at it. Is that the look that I'm looking for? Going to squish it up just a little bit more and kind of play around with how I want it to look. Now, if you want to do it flat, that's totally fine by you. I just wanted to do a little bit more, add a little interest to it. And then I'm just going to add some more glue down to create that wraparound effect for our second piece. And really that's the process that I'm going through. Is I'm just going to glue down the ends, wrap it around, wrinkle it up. You see here I'm using my left hand to kind of wrinkle it, hold it in place, and my right hand to wrap it around. And I'm not being really neat with it. I want that little wrinkle effect. I want that crunched up effect. So I'm really kind of squishing it all together, and I'm going to do that all the way around the wreath. Just continue on with my strips of fabric right to the very end, hot glue that end down, and then we have our base wreath all ready to go with that beautiful pink and white checkered fabric. To create my bow, I'm actually going to cut my ribbon. This is 2.5-inch wire ribbon. I'm going to cut it at the 18-inch mark. Now this ribbon ended up being very, very stiff, and if I was to do it again, I would probably go a little bit longer, maybe 20 inches. So I'm going to cut a couple at the 18-inch mark, and then I'm going to cut some at the 14-inch mark. And again, I'm just measuring out with my ruler and cutting with my scissors. You can use rotary cutters if you have it, and a cutting mat. And then our last piece, I'm going to cut at 5 inches. So again, my ribbon lengths, I'm going to have 2 pieces cut at 18 inches, 2 pieces cut at the 14-inch mark, and I'm going to cut 1 piece at the 5-inch or 6-inch mark. And those are the cuts for making this bow today. What I'm going to do with each one of those pieces of ribbon is I'm going to apply a little bit of glue right at the very end and create a little loop with it. So it's like a little disc that I'm making with each one. And then of course I'm going to go through all of them, even that little one. I'm going to create the same little disc and little tube, if you will. Now I'm going to place that seam side down, and that's going to create our little loops on the side. And then I'm going to do a little crisscross action with that seam in the middle. And I'm just going to kind of play around with it, the placement of those bows. And once I get those ones down, I'm going to put the smaller ones down. So far I had that crisscross action for the 18-inch. Then I'm going to come in with the next size, and I'm going to lay those down in a crisscross pattern as well. With our little tube, I'm going to insert a pipe cleaner. This is a full-length pipe cleaner right in the center, and that's going to attach everything together. So we'll find the center of our bow. I'm going to squish it all together. Now this ribbon, like I said, is really, really stiff. I think because of the glitter and everything on it. If I was to do this again, I mean, I love the bow and I love how it turned out. If I was to do it again, I think I might do it a little bit longer in the loop size, just for ease of putting it all together. So you can see here, I'm adding that pipe cleaner right down the middle. That has that little tube there, and that's going to create the centerpiece, twist it around, and then I'm going to fluff up my bow a little bit because I did crush it in making it. And like I said, this ribbon was very, very stiff to work with, so I really had to use some force to fluff it up. And you know I love a good challenge in fluffing, and here is our little bow ready for our wreath. And our little bunny butt is back. I'm just going to take off that little wooden stick at the bottom. I'm going to attach my bow right at the very side, just with some pipe cleaners, wrap it around, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right at the seams of the pipe cleaner to hold that in place. Now you can see I added little tails on there. The reason why I didn't include those in the measurements is because I eventually took those tails off because I ended up covering them with the bunny butt and everything. And now you can see I'm going to start adding those rosebuds in there, or cosmos. I'm so bad at naming flowers. So if you know what that flower is, let me know in the comments right down below. But I'm just using my hot glue gun to glue all those florals in there. I'm starting at the top. Then I'm going to place that bunny butt right below that bow, and of course you see I'm covering up those tails with the bunny butt, and that's why I decided to get rid of those tails. Now if you want, those tails are about 8 inches and 10 inches in length, and you can totally add tails. For me, I just decided to take them off. It just didn't go with it in my opinion. Now you have your own opinion. You may love it. I wasn't thrilled with it, so I did decide to take it off. And here we go without the tails. Here is our little bunny butt pink and white checkered fabric wreath with those beautiful colors of those florals, and of course our glittery green bow. And there's our little bunny butt. This is the second project I used that bunny butt on. I did a floral arrangement with the same thing, and it turned out great as well. Here is our end result of our beautiful wreath, all set for Wreathster week. Don't forget, all of the videos and episodes for Wreathster week are in the playlist right down below. Click on that playlist and you'll see all the videos. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching me create another beautiful wreath for Wreathster week. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.